Up, up.
Hello everybody, we're in Henderson, Minnesota. It's August 16th, 2003, and it's the 125th anniversary celebration of the Henderson Fire Department. We are at the Brass Top, the scene of the pancake breakfast, the silent auction, and the registration for the classic car rally. The breakfast runs from 7 a.m. to noon, so folks will be examining the items on the auction block and placing their bids all morning. Outside, we can see some of the classic cars arriving, touring the main street, getting ready for the 9:30 start of the rally. It looks as though they've lined up, ready to go. As they travel down Main, they will turn the corner and travel Minnesota 93 to Le Sueur, then west for a 70-mile tour that will return to Henderson via Scenic Highway 6 about 11:30 or so, just in time to join the parade. There are over 40 cars registered for this cruise, and I see Ginger Dino in her 57 Ford pulling out to bring up the rear in case there's any trouble on the road. Ginger's husband, Bill Dino, coordinated this event, so it sort of follows that Ginger will get to play last car. A spin around town shows that vehicles are arriving for the parade. They're filling up the streets, getting ready in their order. Antique firefighting equipment from all over the state has been registered to participate in this celebration. Some very old fire trucks, even hand pumpers, have been brought in to help round out the parade. Old equipment, new equipment, it's all here and ready to go. It demonstrates the past and the present of the volunteer firefighters' stock and trade, the fire truck. The camera crews are in place, and here they come. The crowd rises to their feet as the flag passes up 6th Street, ready to round the corner to Main. American Legion Post 74 has the honor to start this parade with Conley Mediger, Jack Fleming, Robert Pleaseye, Warren Felix, and Ned Pelling making up the color guard. Next, of course, are members of the Henderson Volunteer Fire Department. Chief Tom Phillips, along with Secretary-Treasurer Denny Graham, followed by Jeff Steinborn and Gary Madden. There's Steve Fries and Brandon Phillips pulling the antique hose cart, followed by Sue Westfall and Joe Hagan. There's a lot of history here. It's Don Farr with his grandchildren driving the team, pulling the 1878 hand pumper. By the way, this was Henderson's first fire engine. Here's Assistant Chief Orangey Lawrence driving the 1917 Rio. And Chris Blaschko driving the 1980 Ford tanker, carries about 2,000 gallons of water. Here's Bob Wagner and the 1996 Chevy Grass Rig. He's accompanied by his daughter. And Kenny Gabbard is driving the 1942 Ford pumper. Both Kenny's father and grandfather served with the department before him. This 1976 Chevrolet rescue van is driven by Dan Lansing. This 1971 Ford pumper is driven by James Kraler. The truck was used to promote this celebration in parades around the area. It's Sean Branke behind the wheel of this 1981 International tanker. Helping to serve the Minnesota River rescue responsibilities is this 1983 Chevy Blazer with the rescue boat, purchased from the Coast Guard and driven by Chuck Pearson. This 1996 Freightliner carries over 1,000 feet of hose and has lots of lights to light up the night. It's the department's main pumper and is driven by Bob Swart. Virgil Rano Jr. is driving this 2001 Polaris six-wheeler. It's the rescue vehicle designed for the Minnesota River bottoms. Firefighter Irene Durr is driving this very special float. On board are Loretta Teagues, Louise Krieger, Doris Gabbert, Josie Patterson, Ruth Mesker, Adeline Schoveller, all widows of Henderson volunteer firemen. Firefighter Pat Daney is driving for the Grand Marshals of the parade. They are the department's retired firefighters. Joe Polk, Brian Swenson, Mike Chavez, Duane Teagues, Leo Berger, Dick Collins, Les Trimbo, Bill Byron, Monroe Teagues, and Don Bender. And here we have the good mayor of Henderson, Keith Swenson. That's quite a wing you've got there, Keith. This is some fire truck from St. Peter. It's Ron and Betty Neary and their 1945 American LaFrance. Sibley County Commissioner Leander Lee is here, riding in R.B. Sundstrom's 1918 Model T Ford. The Henderson royalty, Rachel Bjorkland and Kayla Swart as junior nobility, with Lisa Teagues, Janelle Markham, the princesses, and Katie Wolf as Miss Henderson. Ladies and gentlemen, the pride of the Minnesota River Valley, the LeSueur Henderson Marching Band. The city of LeSueur came well represented. First, the float-carrying members of the LeSueur and Henderson American Legion and VFW. Their volunteer fire department displayed their antique hose cart dating all the way back to 1882, as well as their #1 truck with princesses and Miss LeSueur riding high above the crowd behind the cab of the vehicle. 2 other trucks from their department also came, making a total of 4 units, adding much to this Henderson celebration. Henderson's good neighbor to the north, Belle Plaine, joined the celebration by sending their queen and her court. They also treated the parade onlookers to their antique 1935 Laverne pumper, as well as a unit from their more modern equipment. Representing Ross Realty agent Denny Graham is Graham's 1948 Plymouth sedan. The sign across the top of the brass top float says it all. Congratulations, Henderson Fire. Green Isle joined the festivities by sending their brand new 2003 rescue van and a 1997 cabin chassis with a year 2000 tank on the back that carries 2,200 gallons of water. Here's Dan LaBelle's 1947 American LaFrance pumper. And now the Top Chops brass line. The Gibbon Fire Department joined the parade with a fire truck and their antique hand pumper. The temperatures were in the high 90s that day, so the water they were pumping was really welcome. Just ask any of the kids that were along the way. Even in the wilting heat of midday, these New Prague firefighters and their hand-drawn pumper walked the entire parade route in their sharp full-dress uniforms, passing out candy and treats to all of the attending crowds. Rick Corral's Wild Night Karaoke entertained those along the parade route while promoting some of the activities that were to take place following the parade. Winthrop Royalty led that fair city's parade contingent by waving to the crowds and obviously enjoying the experience. Following the girls was their antique hose cart and one of their fire trucks. A 1947 fire chief's car for the city of Hamburg is followed by their 1901 hand-drawn hand pumper. Next, one of Norwood Young America's pumpers, followed by the very entertaining Chopsticks percussion group. Glencoe joined the celebration by sending us one of their fire trucks, as did Montgomery with their Kolachki Day royalty and 2 fire department vehicles. St. Peter was well represented by sending their big engine number 6. Arlington was easy to spot with their bright yellow pumper. Kasota brought their tanker with 2 very agile riders on top throwing candy. Gaylord's royalty led their contingent. Their entries depicted classic examples of the past and present when they displayed the 1926 International with a water pump, then the big red and white 1998 Pierce pumper. Donnie Reinhardt's band entertained along the parade route. South Central Technical College was well represented with their vent training trailer and their rescue training trailer as well. Both vehicles in the parade would be available throughout the day for examination by the public. Jordan's float, with its royal cargo, drew applause from the crowd as they passed by. And from way up north came Crosby with their 1918 fire truck. New Auburn's banner announces their 150th anniversary in 2004. More candy for the crowd as Bob Graham and the Pioneer Power Association float goes by. A sneak preview of the Hobo Band. They will be part of the entertainment down at Bender Park after the parade. Here's Danny Buck with his 1946 John Deere tractor. Here's Bert Carls with the 56 International that once was a tanker for the Henderson Fire Department. And Ron and Shirley Steinborn in Larry Wheeling's 1962 Chevy Impala. Dassel's Fire Department brought along their 1999 grass utility vehicle. Nicollet, with their Friendship Days float, carried the town's royal representatives. Cologne sent along their 1984 tanker to help in the celebration. The Henderson Ladies Tourist Club joined the parade to help celebrate. The Jim Lawrence Orchestra, with their 40s swing sound, are also scheduled as part of the afternoon and evening's entertainment at Bender Park. Atop this white convertible are the Lee Center's St. Patrick's Day royalty, being chauffeured by representatives of the Lee Center Legion. This 1925 pumper is the prized possession of the Waconia Fire Department. I'm sure this wonderful rig looks better today than it did when it was brand new. Here's Truman with their 1928 Model A pumper. In sharp contrast is this large fire engine from Maplewood with that Fairview ladder on top. A modern marvel to say the least. Here is Ken Peterson with his fire truck. And here's New Brighton. It's the Miss Czechoslovak Minnesota float being chased by the Watertown fire truck, or at least circled by them. Now Watertown seems headed for Tom Oberle's fire truck, the River 105. Around it goes. waiting to see if it comes back around the Sibley County Fair Board's convertible, but I guess not. It's Larry and Carol Bickwood's Old Time Band, part of the featured entertainment later this afternoon and evening. Feast your eyes on this, folks. It's Roy Sutton's 1934 Buffalo Ladder Pumper, followed by his FWD. And what used to be a signal for the end of a parade, the horses, is not. Repeat, not. The Sibley County Mounted Posse was scheduled to be the last, but invited units who were able to make this event at the last minute were added on. So here we go. Lake Crystal brought a fire truck. Tom Graham's 1967 International was originally sold by Steckman Implement to Don Bender. The Morristown Fire Department joined in. And Cleveland, another neighbor to the southeast, sent 2 fire trucks to join in the celebration. Chaska sent this huge fire rig. You'll see a lot more of this fire truck in what we call the rest of the story. It's part 2 of the video produced to cover this 125th anniversary celebration. The Burro Rider Snowmobile Club came to participate. This 1954 GMC pickup is driven by Jim Toll of LeSueur and has Bill Dino as a passenger. This 1947 Chevy belongs to Mike Harder of LeSueur. In this 1966 Ford Mustang is Dept. Dan Flumlick from LeSueur is driving this 1947 Ford. Representing the First Bank is this 1962 MG, driven by Rod Engel. This is a 1960 Chevy, and it's driven by Leanne Wolf of Cleveland. And this is a 1955 Chevy. Orangey Lawrence with Marissa Chavez and Greg Meyer are riding Harley-Davidson Fireman Specials, made especially available after 9/11. Here are Denny Graham and Jeff Steinborn, co-chairmen of this event. Thanks to them, along with Randy Teagues, parade chairman, and Mark Chevalier, his helper. In fact, thanks to all the Henderson firefighters. Good job, folks. All that wonderful firefighting equipment is headed for the display area and the afternoon events that are about to begin. The judges are about to finish their task. Who will win? There are 5 categories. Which department will get best horse-drawn entry? Who will receive best hand-drawn? Or the best original? Who came from the longest distance? And then, of course, the most sought-after of all, the judges' favorite. Not only the judges will be going over the vehicles, the public is invited to tour the grounds too. And they do. The parking lot of the New Country School is overflowing with firefighting equipment. That big rig from Chaska is setting up in the middle of 4th Street. The hydraulic stabilizers extend, then plant their feet on the ground and begin to level a truck. The boom begins to extend, raising higher and higher. What appears to be a bucket, but what I want to call a rescue pod, can be seen extending from the end of the boom and then pivoting around. What an amazing piece of equipment this is. Can you imagine that arm raising to the window of a burning building, allowing the individual to step aboard the pod, then being gently lowered to the ground? From hand-drawn pumpers to this, in 125 years. And that story is being told right here. Now down to Bender Park, where the crowds are gathering for food and entertainment, and a full schedule of events to come. Music in the park, a memorial service, adult and children water fights, kids pedal tractor pull, fire safety and pump demonstrations, and a fantastic fireworks display. All part of the events yet to come as part of this 125th anniversary celebration, and available as part 2, the rest of the story, the video record of this event. To purchase a copy of this video series, contact the Henderson Fire Department, Post Office Box 85, or Grandma Works, Post Office Box 68, Henderson, Minnesota 56044, or call area code 507-248-3824.